everybody, Elin here. Welcome back to a new video, and I'm going to do another library book. Originally, I was just gonna go to my doctor's appointment, go to the library, return a book, and not borrow anything. So, of course, I borrowed 7. And I already had 2 at home. It's not going well, but at least this didn't cost me any money, so trying to see it from the positive side. But yeah, I'm gonna haul some library books and tell you guys what I brought with me home, and hopefully I will end up reading these somewhat soon. All of these books except one are books that I have sort of checked out on their website before. I knew they were at the library, I just hadn't checked out like specifically where, and I just browsed, and I was just going to browse, and then I found a lot of books, so I ended up sitting there reading half a manga, and then I got really hungry, so I went home to eat lunch, and then I read some more. So at least there's that. Speaking of the mangas, so I borrowed The Promised Neverland Volume 5 and Volume 6. So I had hoped to be able to like finish at least one of the volumes while at the library, so I didn't need to borrow it and bring it home, but I got hungry because it was lunchtime, so I ended up getting like halfway through, and then I come home and I finished it. So technically I've already read this one, so might go back to the library later this week and return some books. Hopefully not borrowing any new ones though. Anyways, this is a manga series that I really do enjoy, and like I said, now I've read the first 5 and I'm going to read the 6th one later today, hopefully. But in the first one we meet these kids. They live in an orphanage called Gracefield House, and they just go about their normal day. They are all trying to get adopted by a nice family, but it turns out that not everything is all sunshine and roses and peachy. There's also a darkest side to this place, and the kids are just trying to figure some shit out, and it's kind of dark, it's a little bit morbid. It's action-packed, and I really enjoy this manga, and I know I don't say that about a lot of mangas because I'm very picky about what I do like when it comes to mangas and graphic novels and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this one. The 5th volume was really good as well, so I'm really looking forward to continue on with the 6th one. I did see at the library they had like the first 17 volumes, so shit could happen. I could end up reading more very soon, but yeah, these are the first 2. And then I saw Take Me Home Tonight by Morgan Matson. Look at that jump scare. I do own a couple of Morgan Matson books. I did really enjoy them when I read them. I know this book has been out for a while, not that long ago. It's from 2021, but it feels like it's been forever, because I feel like people don't really talk about Morgan Matson anymore, at least not on BookTube, but people used to. And I have no idea what this is about. I just saw Morgan Matson on their website, and I figured I need this, and then I saw it on the shelf and I figured this is this book's way of telling me I need to read it soon. It basically says 2 girls, 1 night, 0 phones, and we meet Kat and Stevie. They're best friends, theater kids, polar opposites, and they have basically snuck away from home to spend a night in New York City, and they have it all figured out. They're going to see a play, eat at the Caesar Hart's restaurant, and have the best night ever. What could possibly go wrong? Well, kind of a lot. So they barely get off the train before they're dealing with destroyed phones, family drama, and unexpected Pomeranians. Guessing that's the fella. Over the next few hours, they'll have to grapple with old flames, terrible theater, and unhelpful cab drivers. There are also cute boys to kiss, parties to crash, dry cleaning to deliver, don't ask, and the world's best museum to explore. They're gonna get a wake-up call about their friendship and their choices, and stuff is about to go down. But yeah, I mean, her books are always a little bit on the chunkier side, but I do know I usually fly through her books, so I'm really hyped about this one. And then we have The Girls Have Been by Tess Sharp, and on the front it just says, "You think you know me? Try again." So basically, this character has gone by many names. like Rebecca, Samantha, Haley, Katie, Ashley, and the last of them being Nora. And basically you get to know all of the different names she's had, I guess. But to understand her story, she says that you have to know about all the girls she's been, and the story starts with her delightful con artist mother, because she says she didn't choose a life of deception, she was born into it. And the story starts about 5 years ago, where she escaped and became Nora, who has a nice normal life in a nice normal neighborhood, until this morning when I found myself at gunpoint in the middle of a bank heist with my ex-boyfriend and my new girlfriend. Talk about awkward. The first thing I thought was get down. The second thing, we're all gonna die because I stopped to buy donuts on the way to the bank. And the third thing, I am the only one who can get us out of there alive, because the gunmen have no idea who I really am. That girl has been hiding for far too long. So, sounds very dramatic. I think it will be a quick read. But yeah, and I really do love this cover, so I'm really intrigued by this one. I have another book that I've been wanting to read for so long, like years. Concrete Rose by Angie Thomas. I have read The Hate You Give, On the Come Up. I really do love both of these books. I've been wanting to buy this book for so long. Not this cover, because it's not pretty, but I've been wanting to continue on with the books. Okay, so this one takes place 17 years before the events of The Hate You Give. And I think the main character, Maverick Carter, is supposed to be the father of, I think her name is Star, from The Hate You Give. So we get to know him, what happened to him, and you know how he's dealing with drugs and finishing school with a baby depending on him and stuff like that. So yeah. Wicked Fox by Cat Cho. There's a lot of YA fantasy in this little haul. And I know this was really popular when it came out, 2019, so it's been a while. I know there's a second book, Vicious Spirits, I think. But yeah, this cover is just so pretty. So we meet 18-year-old Gu Myung. Sorry for butchering names. And she has a secret. She is a Gamiho, which is a nine-tailed fox who must consume the life force of men every full moon or die herself. Ever fearful of becoming more of a monster, Myung kills only when she has to, and even then, only those guilty of horrific crimes. When Myung finds Hyun, a handsome human boy at her age, being attacked by a goblin in the woods, she saves him, violating her mother's rules of survival and her own good judgment. But in the midst of the fight, Myung loses her fox speed, her Gamihyo soul, setting off a chain of events that ensnares both Johan and Myung in a deadly generations-old feud and forces Myung to choose between her mortal life and Johan's. Inspired by both K-dramas and Korean folklore, Wicked Fox is an enthralling and romantic urban fantasy set on the streets of Seoul. So it really sounds really interesting, and since it's YA, I am hoping it will be a quick read, but that will be left to be seen. And the last book is Blood to Poison by Mary Watson. I've never heard about this book. I just saw the cover, thought it was pretty, read the back and thought, that sounds interesting. So this was like the first book I picked up besides the other ones in the pile. But yeah, it's really pretty. But basically we meet 17-year-old Savannah, and she is cursed. It's sort of a very sinister family heirloom that's passed down through the bloodlines for hundreds of years, with one woman in each generation destined to die young. And the family calls them Hella Girls, named for their ancestor Hela, the enslaved woman with which this sort of curse began. And the Hella Girls are always angry, especially in the months before they die. And Savannah is bursting with anger at the man who catcalled her in the street, at her mother's disingenuous fiancé, even at her own loving family. Each fit of rage is bringing her closer to the edge, and now Savannah has to act to save herself, or die trying, because the key to survival lies in the underbelly of Cape Town, where the sinister... I can't read everything, they put the sticker on there. But yeah, I'm guessing she's gonna try to break the curse before it's too late. So I'm very intrigued. But yeah, those were all of the new books I hauled from the library, which I shouldn't have because my own TBR was not big enough. And I also haven't read the last 2 2 books that I hauled last time. Well, technically I like one book left from last time, and then the other one I was kind of in the queue for, and it, you know, was my time to pick it up. So anyhow, no matter how you want to say it, I shouldn't have gotten more library books, but here we are again. Anyways, I know some of these books have been out for a little bit, so if you have read any of these, please let me know what you thought about them without spoiling, of course. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys have a good day or night, and I hope we see each other in the next one. Bye.